What's happening, y'all? So, figured I'd check back in. It's still day 2. We're almost to Oklahoma City. I got, not almost, 2.5 hours till I get to Oklahoma City. Say hi, Sassy. Come here, buddy. Say hi. Hi. Yeah. Shoot. She's in heat. She just licked my mouth. Yeah, we're going to Oklahoma City. I'm a member of the Lifetime Fitness in Columbus, and they got one in Oklahoma City, so we're going to go there. And there's a Walmart directly across the street, so we're going to go park the camper, get it a little set up, and then probably walk over to Lifetime and get a little workout in. Yeah, so a good buddy called me earlier and was talking about outside of Tucson, there's a place called Tombstone. That's like ultra famous for old school, like the old Western days. It's old Western town, whatever you want to call it. He said that's badass down there. So we're definitely going to go check that out when I get there. I'm just excited to get into the desert and start and see those, start to see the mountains and stuff. I just spent 2 years in Virginia mountains. Those were dope, but this is different out here because it's a big wide open space and then there's a beautiful mountain off in the distance. And I look forward to seeing that. I look forward to taking her out there in that. This traffic hates me. If y'all can see in the, yeah, there's another one right there. See the cars just flying past me. I'm doing 55 in oh my God, it's 75 here and I'm doing 55. I don't give a frick. I'm not in a hurry and I'm not going to tear this camper and truck apart, so. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I told a little story last night when I was sitting outside of the camper, but I was eating food and it didn't go well, and then the dog pissed me off and blah, blah, blah. So maybe we'll start over. I was working for a company in Virginia. I had only been with them for about 2 weeks. The big boss was a very good friend of mine. And my camper was still in Texas from the company I had left. God damn, that was close. Sorry, guy. Yeah, my camper was still in Texas from the company I'd left. And after a week of being at the new place in Virginia, I talked to the boss and I'm like, hey man, let me take this 550 dually diesel down to Texas and get my camper. And he's like, man, I'm not going to tell you yes, but I'm not going to tell you no. I'm like, cool, well, I got rotation next week. Let me load this freaking truck up and head down there. And he said, he did one of these things. I'm like, cool. So I call Freckle. Rest in peace, Freckle. I miss you so much. I will see you again. One day we'll come back together. You're one of the best friends I've ever had in my life. Just the go-to guy, man, when I needed something. When I needed somebody to talk to or something. You were the one. When I wanted to brag about some bullshit, you would listen. So, I miss you, man. Anyways, we set that all the way up. His wife brought him to Columbus, Ohio. I took off and met him in Columbus. We stayed the night there. Next morning, we get up and head towards Texas. And I drive forever. This guy shows up with 2 grocery bags full of snacks and soda. And all he does the entire trip is just scarf down Little Debbie's. Smoke and scarf and smoke and scarf. And whatever, we drive for however long. I don't know how long we drove and then stayed the night. We probably stayed the night somewhere. And then I just remember getting almost to Oklahoma City and I'm like, bro, can you drive? Whatever. He said, sure. So I get in the passenger seat. I curl over next to the door and kind of fall asleep, kind of take a nap. But all the while, I keep hearing the rumble strip going off. A couple times I wake up and look at him like, and he smiles like he did it on purpose. Whatever. And it keeps happening and it keeps happening. And I don't know how long into it was, but I was like, I remember sitting up and looking over and be like, bro, you good? And he gives me this look like, no. You could just tell that the little Debbie's kicked in and the weed kicked in and the fact that I was taking a nap kicked in, which just made him tired. And I'm pretty sure he was falling asleep at the wheel. So we ended up pulling over and going to some motel in Oklahoma City. It was like a Days Inn, or it was like a Quality Inn or something, but it was freaking rad. It was like the rooms were all your basic outdoor, outside patio doors, but it was surrounded with a building inside. So all the doors opened up into this cool, like, swimming pool area, and it was all wooden floors and palm trees. It was dope. So we stayed there and got freaking stoned and blah, blah, blah. Next morning we get up and I drive because I don't trust him now. I drive and we get all the way to San Angelo, Texas. And I had a hitch for the camper, but I didn't have the sleeve. So we go down to the store and buy the sleeve, but I don't know what I bought that was wrong, but I bought something that was incorrect. Slide it in there and it won't go in all the way, so the holes won't line up, so I can't get the hitch in there. And so I get the sledge out and we beat the crap out of it and just keep trying. We try to snap them welds off and push it in there. Finally we're like, it's not gonna go. Well then, sure enough, now we can't get it out. The sleeve's in there, the holes won't line up, we can't get the freaking thing out. So we gotta go driving around. Finally we drive around and find somebody that has a torch. This is a company truck, mind you. They get down and blow torch the inside sleeve holes weren't matching the outside holes. So they blow torch the inside sleeve holes so my fucking cotter pin will fit in there. And God, these cars are flying. And we finally get the camper hooked up, get the motorcycle loaded up. Oh yeah, the motorcycle. We had to go to like a Napa or something and get them to let us use their ramp for deliveries. I drove the motorcycle up the ramp, back to 550 up to it, and then put the motorcycle on the back of the 550 and strapped it down, then went back and picked up the camper and headed out. And sure enough, within about 45 minutes of leaving San Angelo, here comes the biggest storm ever. Huge storm. Crazy weather. Blowing everything like crazy. And this was my old camper. It was the 36-foot bumper pull. It was just built terribly. The wheels were all off-centered and it was just bad, man. It sucked to pull this thing. So we just going through the storm. We're like 6 hours into this trip. And finally we get to like outside of Waco, Texas. Pull over there, get a motel, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure he has already eaten about 600 Little Debbies since then and drank 14 sodas. And, smoked the plastic out of the pin. This traffic hates me. Good. Stay the night, wake up next morning, get our stuff together, go outside. Are you dying back here, Sassy? Y'all hear that? Get our stuff together, get in the truck, put it in gear, nothing. It starts, nothing. Won't go in gear. Put it in reverse, works. Put it down into gear, into drive, won't work. Put it in the second, won't work. Put it into first gear. Feel like it was working in first gear or fifth gear. I don't remember what it was. Auto manual, I could turn it and put it up into like fifth gear or something like that, and it would barely slug its way. Which really, in theory, if I did that long enough until it got up to speed, I could have maybe driven it. Once it gets up to a fast enough speed that fifth gear kicks in, it could have been okay. Maybe. But we didn't do that. So I pull the camper out in front of that hotel. We unload the camper. Go in and talk to the hotel people, and we're like, I'm like, hey, this truck's screwed. I'm gonna leave this camper sit here. We'll be here to get it in the next few days. And they're like, whatever. We take the truck over to the Dodge dealership down the way. Lucky this was like a Friday or Saturday or something when this happened, or a Wednesday or Thursday. If it was a Sunday, we'd have been screwed. We'd have to stay at night. Nobody would have been open. So we get on the dealership. They pull it in. We hang out, blah, blah, blah. I call my boss. I'm like, hey, bro, about that 550. Bro. Well, and he said this. Figure it out. Click. Damn. I love you, dude. I love you, bro. So, whatever. We figured it out. We just hung out. Figured some things out here and there. Remember the motorcycles on the back of the 552. Now the motorcycles on the 550 pulled into the shop at this Dodge place, jacked up on the frickin', the lift. And finally they come out and say the snap ring inside the transmission is busted. It's a well-known thing for those brand new Dodges. They are cheap as crap, and you can't get another one but from China, and we ain't getting one from China anytime soon. So the truck is out of commission. Great. Call the boss. Hey, bro. Yeah, the truck's done. Ain't nothing I can do about it. It's stuck here. He said, we'll figure it out. Click. Okay. We call a hot shot trucking company that'll move the camper. I get a hold of somebody, and they are available the next morning to come pick it up. I talk a couple of the cool employees at the Dodge dealership place. Well, first off, they help me get the motorcycle off the flatbed. We leave it parked there. I talk a couple of them in to, I had to get the hotshot guy to come to the dealership, pick up the motorcycle. A couple of the employees, I wasn't even there. A couple of employees helped him get the motorcycle in the truck. Then he drives it over to the motel and picks up the camper, and then he heads out. That cost me well over $3,000 just for that whole setup. Before they pick all that stuff up, I find a couple plane tickets. Actually, I think my boss found it, or his old lady, Lisa. I'm pretty sure one of them found the tickets for us. Yeah. A ticket to Columbus for Freckle, and a ticket to Washington, D.C. for me. So that night, we get on a plane. Of course, we go to the airport. Nope, wait. The airport is not in Waco or whatever town we were in. The airport is up by Dallas. So I smooze one of the ladies behind the counter. She gets off at 5 or something. I talk her into driving us up there to Dallas. She takes us after work up to Dallas, drops us off at the airport. And then, of course, we go in there and we eat dinner, we hang out, we chill. Freckle starts drinking. And if any of y'all know Freckle, the second that boy would get a buzz, he starts to give me the googly eyes because he's got a buzz and he's so freaking proud of me. He'd just be one of these things. I know when he's got a buzz because he just looks over and be like, Bub, I'm so proud of you. Bro, I am Josh, I am. I'm like, dude, stop. Like, come on, bro, you mean cry too. I know, I'm proud of myself. We did good, we made it out. So he's got a buzz before getting on the plane. Damn, I might need to, maybe I should turn my hazards on. Yeah, let's do that. These cars are doing like 85, and I'm doing 55. We're waiting on the planes. My plane comes first. I get on it. I'm like, bro, do not miss your flight, okay? Don't miss your... Sassy's looking over like, who are you talking to, Dad? Freckle, do not miss your flight. I get on the plane. I head out. And, I get my seat's in the back. It's behind like some sort of Asian dude. It was huge. He had a mask on. Great big fat Asian guy. Much respect. And we take off, whatever. I'm scared. I hate flying. We end up getting an hour from 30 minutes from DC, and we're in a thunderstorm. And the plane's doing this. Doing all this crazy shit. I start thinking in my head, like, I'm like this big, Asian dude beside me. I'm like, dude, I'm going to die. And like, he don't even speak English, so I don't have nobody to hug before I'm going to die on this plane. Oh, gosh. It sucked so bad. But we make it. I'm safe. I ended up talking to Freckle. He said he ended up at the wrong gate somehow and had to do one of them things like you see in the movies where the guys run in to try to catch the plane. Wait for me! So he had to run across the airport to catch his flight because he was drunk and fucking idiot. But he made it. And then he said he was on a plane with a bunch of hot chicks and blah, blah, blah. And he's got to sit by hot girls and all this and that. And I'm like, dude, that's freaking bullshit. I was the one that paid for all this. And I had to sit by the chubby Asian guy. And you was able to just ride all the way there, eat Little Debbie, smoke weed, drink Mountain Dew, kick back and relax the whole trip, and then get on the plane or get drunk at the airport, kick back and relax on the plane all the way back to Ohio. What a free trip for him. I fucking miss him so much, man, and I love him so much. But yeah, so we made it home safe and sound. I get back to work the next day, or the next few days, whatever, and we've got 550s, the big 550 flatbeds on job site for a reason. Well, now, my offload logistics team don't have no way. One of the trucks is missing. What the heck? This is the third semi I've seen on its side. I bet it was windy last night. I'm scared. Anyways, we have these trucks on site for a reason. Well, sure enough, now one's missing and nobody understands. It's except for me and a couple of my guys and my boss. We're the only ones that know where the flatbed is. Everybody else is like, where's the flatbed? We're like, yeah. So that's my my trip with Freckle to get the camper that just fell apart. All in all, it probably cost me in the range of about $4,000, 4-day trip. What was going to be a $1,000 trip turned into about a $4,000 trip. And I'll tell you what, I've never. You guys, you can't see her, can you? Y'all can't. Look at that. Look at her. You little brat. Oh my God, y'all can hear that clicking in the background too, huh? Yeah. So I'll never change. I would change nothing from that trip. That was a great memory. That is a great memory that I'll have of one of my best friends, Freckle. All of us miss you very much, brother. I can't wait to see you someday. I'll be checking in on you. I'll go to your gravestone. Every time I go, I'd put another bandana on your shit. So we'll have plenty of bandanas when we get to the afterlife, brother. Anyways, that's my story. That's my trip. I love y'all. We'll talk soon. I'm almost to Oklahoma City.